Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers, and first I would like to say welcome, and second I would like to tell you that this new project, which is called Once Upon a Time, and it's going to be a mini photo album, and I was inspired to do this by following a tutorial by Miss Paint-A-Lot on YouTube. She also has live classes on Saturdays and Sundays through her group, mini albums and junk journals group. Okay, so this project is going to be called Once Upon a Time, and it's based on, well, fairy tales, but let me show you this first. This is the tutorial that I followed with Miss Paint-A-Lot, and in fact it's actually still in progress. And this is what a mini photo album is. There's a spine obviously and a cover, but we haven't gotten that far yet. So hopefully we will, so I can show you how to do it in this project. But anyway, so the pages are, this is page 1. And since they're photo albums, you're going to have areas that are like cream colored paper or matte colored paper, and you're going to leave spaces for people to put their photos in. Okay, so you're going to have blank spaces. So this is the cover, and I can't tell if you can see how sparkly it is. The kit is called Mariposa, or the paper pad is called Mariposa. And it's by DCWV, which is Die Cuts with View, and you can get it on Amazon. Right now it's on sale for I believe it's $11.95, but by the time you see this video it may not be. So the first thing is that they use a lot of magnets, so you're going to want to get 1 millimeter thick by 10 millimeter around magnets. You can get it on Amazon, and the reason I'm telling you the size now is when you see this, you're going to see that the whole thing is closed with magnets. Alright, so here's page 1. It flips up and there's a place for photos, and you could put photos here if you want. And then it flips down, more places for photo. And then this is a large belly band, and that's a place where you can put something behind. And then there's also this mat area for a photo. Okay, page 2, actually this is page 1 with the butterflies on it, Mariposa. And it opens. I don't know if you can tell or not. You need the sound. Closes with a magnet. And it's got the glittery butterfly on it, very glittery. And then you open it like this, and there's a place for a small photo. This right here is a quote by William Shakespeare about butterflies. There's a place here for a photo mat. And put a photo here, and it opens again. Place for a large photo, and then this one opens again this way, and a place for journaling maybe, and then you have another place right here for a photo. So this gives you the general idea of how it all works. And in the middle is the page 1 and 2 are 2 pieces of paper put together, and the center, I don't know if you can tell or not, is a tube. The papers are made like a tube, and that's so you can slide this end down onto the spine, okay, and then this end is going to be a pocket, right? So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I just wanted to show you and give you a general idea of what we're going to be doing. Not this paper and not these exact layouts. Some of them may be the same, but not all of them, because she came up with some good ideas. So I'm going to set this to the side now that I've given you an idea of what's going on. And I'm going to show you this paper, and it's called Once Upon a Time. And let me show you this paper here. The first one says Once Upon a Time, and it's very glittery. Oops, very glittery right there where it says Once Upon a Time. Sorry about all that. And then these are big pads. They're 12 by 12s. And there's 3 of each paper. And so I'll just kind of go through here real quick and show you papers. So you're going to have shiny papers and matte papers. And there's 48 sheets in this. So I like this one a lot. You can see that it's glittery. And then there's another matte one, and it's all medieval based. Fairy tales, fairy tale items, things you might see in fairy tales, castles, unicorns, fairies. And I believe there's there lived a beautiful princess. That's her hair. Crowns. And a mermaid. Not really sure why the mermaid is in there, but we got a mermaid going on. Okay. So that gives you an idea of what we're going to be using. Oh, no, it doesn't. We're going to be using black and white, 8.5 by 11. We're going to be using a lot of this, and I mean a lot. So you're going to want to get a whole package, 250 sheets, 200 sheets, 250 I believe is what they come in. And I use what is called a vellum finish, V-E-L-L-U-M. The paper is not vellum, but it's got a special feel to it. And I will put a link below. It's not an affiliate link. I'm not an affiliate of Amazon, but I'll put a link below to the papers. And then we're going to use cream. We're not going to use white. We're going to use this for the mats, for the photos. You're going to need quite a bit of those as well. Not near as many of them as you do with the black. Here's the first page, because I started it to see. Put the paper away here. I started it to see if I was going to like it, what my idea was. So on the front, we're going to have where it says Once Upon a Time. And then it's going to open like this with magnets. And then it's going to say Far, Far Away, like Once Upon a Time, Far, Far Away. Kind of Star Wars, isn't it? And then it's going to open like this. We're going to have some more magnets. All right. So that's what I've got so far. Just kind of a layout of page 1. I knew I did that wrong. They're kind of like puzzles, which is why I really like them. You have to be careful with your paper clips. A lot of times these little ends are sharp, and they will scrape your paper, and this has glitter on it, so you definitely want to be careful. It's kind of hard for the magnets to work with the paper clips on. So I paper clipped these together backwards. Okay. So we are going to recreate this page, but we're not going to do that until video 2. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the base page, and you're going to be making one of these for every 2 pages that we make. Okay, so what you're going to do with the 8.5 by 11, hold on just a second, I think I have my leg wrapped up in my microphone cord, there we go. And we're going to make one paper 8 by 8, and we're going to make one paper 8 by 9. So let's do that. Fortunately, it's not 7 1/4. Make sure they're straight. You're going to have lots of scraps. Keep them. We make pockets out of them, belly bands, all kinds of stuff. This is what I've done. I've taken one of these. It's a folder storage thing that you would get in an office supplies place. And I've sorted, as I'm taking them out, my scraps, big ones in the back, or big ones here actually, so I can see them, the black ones in the back, and the smaller ones in the front. Okay, so that's just an idea. You don't have to do it. I got a set of 2 of these, I think, for $10 on Amazon. Of course, Amazon. Okay, so now we're going to cut this by 8. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, there's our 8 by 8. Now we're going to need to make a 9 by 8. I know you're thinking to yourself, but Terry, you said it's a tube. That means both sides have to be the same. You are correct. So, on the larger one, you're going to score each end at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do it from this end because it's easier than trying to do in that corner. So we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. You're going to want to score it fairly well. And then kind of rock this back when you get to the end so you don't tear the paper. And I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to score it at 1/2. Just going to score 1/2 at each end. That's how you get from 9 to 8. Oh, goodness. I don't know why I'm talking so quietly. Normally I don't, actually. Okay. The paper looks like it was a little crooked. Let's make sure our score line is straight. Okay. All right. Now comes the fun part. It isn't like a hard thing to learn how to do or to know how to do. It's just a little iffy getting the pages, this little crease to fold over without crinkling the paper. And then you also are going to want to make sure they're straight. And you want this to fold flat, as flat as you can get it. So burnish it with your bone folder. I'm going to kind of do that one a little bit more because I kind of ran off the score mark there. kind of finagle it a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't really want to go. You just don't want to have a really wide tube. So the flatter you get this, then the easier it is to get it, the whole thing flat. Okay. So now we break out the glue. I'm using Fabri-Tac. You can use art glitter glue. I recommend something that doesn't dry instantly, because you're going to probably have to move it around a little bit. And you're going to want to put glue not on this side, but on this side, the folded over side of your scored area. And you're going to want to be fairly liberal with the glue. This is construction and not decoration, as Miss P would say. She uses double-sided tape and then puts glue on it to give her a little finagle time. A lot of the mini photo album makers do use the double-sided tape. Feel free to do that if that's something that you're comfortable doing. Now you're going to want to lay this on here to where this is exactly even with the folded over edge. So you're going to want to fold it over and glue this to here. Okay. Wonder if I creased this on the wrong side. It's not fitting. Somehow this is 8.5 and it's got glue on it. Alright, let's let the glue dry. Occasionally, I'm not saying, but occasionally I do make mistakes. Don't tell anyone though. Alright, so this should be the 8x8. Looks like a square to me. 8x8. So this one should be 9. My sliding door is open, so I hope you don't hear the kids being very loud on the playground. So that's 9. This should be 8. I may have scored it on the wrong side. This is 9. So we want to score it on the 9-inch side. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this in my brain. Yes, because you want it to be 8x8. So you want to score it on this side. I don't know how I did that backwards. It's easier to do with these, plus they're black. I know that shouldn't make any difference, but it does for me. Now let's double check this before we go through all the trouble. Okay, that's 8. And that's 8. Okay. The only thing I can think of is that I scored it the wrong way somehow. When you're done, you want an 8 by 8 square. Yeah, the reason that this 8-inch one wasn't big enough is because we scored it. You and I. It's partially your fault because you didn't say anything. You didn't say, hey. So you're going to want to score it on the long end so that you end up, after you score 1/2 and 1/2, you end up with an 8-inch base and 2 1/2-inch flaps. So I'm letting the glue dry on that. I can use it for something. I might be able to trim it down once the glue dries. Then I could use it for the top of one if I made it 8 by 8. Just cut the scores off, score spots off. Don't get any glue off. If you use a glass cutting mat, you can just scrape any extra glue off of it with a razor blade. Okay, so you're going to want to lay that down right on top of there. You want to make sure that the edge is even with the edge, and also even with top and bottom. Sometimes tapping it like this will help. Get a little extra glue here and there. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to get my gum eraser, which erases glue, dry glue. It comes right off. And some glue seepage. You know, this black may not be vellum, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, now you're going to want to glue this as well, and you want to try to make it as flat as possible, like I said. So you can just open it up, put the glue on the flap. I can hear the kids yelling. So, I don't know if you can hear them or not. I'll find out when I play the video back. Now, it may be a little bit bowed, but remember you're going to put paper on both sides and hinges and all kinds of stuff. So, if you make it fairly flat, then you should be okay. Okay, so that's that. We've made our first tube. This is going to be a base page, and they go this way, and we'll talk about that in video 2. Okay, so this is the end of video 1. I will see you in video 2, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.